Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying time is here, and we have the leaders of the pack versus the Starlight Stabbers. Alright, so here we have the leaders of the pack. As you can tell, I've already been drinking with some of my dwarf buddies here a bit, but we are with the Goblins, and they are clawing at the screen, trying to get at them. But that'll be a later game. Right now, you can see it looks like they got themselves ready, and they got themselves a star player. Big Ogre. Now here we have the Starlight Stabbers, coached by Torpid Frog. These guys are a very experienced team. They've been around for a while. They even have a fancy stadium, and it looks like they are veterans and ready for this fight. Alright, so let's get to that fight. Who shall be the one receiving? And it looks as though the Starlight Stabbers will be getting the ball at first. I've got a little kitten here wondering what the heck's going on. Little kitten, we're going to keep you away from that field. You will get trampled on. Alright, so it looks like the Goblins are putting themselves all along that front line there with only their Poger in the backfield. Starlight Stabbers are putting themselves in a very loose formation. As I said, they're very used to this game. They have now they're going to put a couple people up there close to the front because they want to be able to pass that ball. The Elves are always very good at that sort of thing. Now it looks like they only have a couple people in their backfield, so as long as the Goblins are able to kick it far, and a rock has been thrown onto the field, hitting one of the Starlight Stabbers. Vic Emo is stunned, and one of the Goblins is down as well. William H. Shaft is down as well. He has been knocked out, and he will not be returning in this drive. And they did not kick it very far. It's just kind of gone off to the side, so this is going to work well for the Starlight Stabbers. They're already going to start knocking one of the Goblins over to the side so they can have a gap there. This has worked out very well. That opening kick has really worked in their favor. And now Zilzik, the really fast, is going to get the ball. Well, that is the right person to give it to. And he's going to try to pass it, and it is going to fumble out of her hands. Still continues to fall out. Oh, that was a huge advantage in their case that has been wasted. Looked like they were going to try to go further. I don't understand why she just didn't get the ball and run for it in the first place, but there you have it. Now the Goblins, the leaders of the pack, they have a chance to get this and show this veteran team what for. Alright, they're going to free up some space here. However, they're not going to knock him down even with that gigantic star player, the troll. Oh no, the star player's right here. So he's going to grab one of these guys. Well, he missed grabbing him, but with that big, huge claw, he knocked him way down. And the next troll is really stupid, so he's not going to do anything. It's going to be just up to the Goblins to have to move some of these Elves out of the way. But the Elves aren't much tougher than Goblins, so it is their ongoing a feud between Goblins and Elves. Elves and Goblins famously have not gotten along for quite a long time. Oh, and that shows just how much the Goblins... Oh, Hot Topic employee has been stunned, and the referee has accepted the bribe, so nothing actually happened. The Hot Topic employee is just simply... he hurt himself. Now, it's interesting, the leaders of the pack, they're not going to go after the ball. Now they're going to... Oh, and they're going for it and slipping on that field, and I think I saw up his dress. Oh, they're not going to, slip. They're going to actually just kind of get around there and make it more difficult for Starlight Stabbers to pick up the ball. So they are not going to take too much advantage of that and get the ball, but I guess it would have been sort of difficult for them to get in there. But going over here, it was because Finn Scarmaker was only knocked aside and was not knocked out, that did not free up one of the players, so that guy wasn't able to get in. Game's Eye Poke is knocked unconscious. Let's see, who was that player? That was Ronald Bagan. Couldn't get to the ball, unfortunately, so that probably hurt them from being able to get this. And now the Starlight Stabbers have it, and they're going to pass it. Pass by Zilzik, the really fast. The really fast decides he does not want to run. He wants to give it to somebody else and hope that they are really fast. And now it goes to the leaders of the pack. And they're going to re-roll and knock aside Surly Pete. Oh, okay, just knock him down. Oh, and Ripper, their star player, now has Stephanie Vinecutter. He's in her face, and Richard Stickson has surrounded her. And here comes the foul. He's using him as a trampoline. You know, elves do make good trampolines. I've noticed that. And now they're going to just sort of knock him around further back. And sending more goblins. They're just going to surround the ball carrier there. But she's going to get away anyway. She's going in for a touchdown. She's going to arrogantly strut her stuff and show that she's got it. Stephanie Vinecutter for the touchdown. And Jeff for the vodka. That's right, what I do between these is have myself a drink. So, let's get more touchdowns, shall we? Dads. Alright. So now Starlight Stabbers getting themselves in that loose formation again. It is their favorite, being that they are fast and agile. That is usually the better option for them. 3 in the front. Going to widen themselves out a bit. They want to have gaps to be able to run through. It is going to be a little harder for the goblins to cover all those places because let's see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they have brought in the Croc the Croc Obama. And so he's going to be in this one. Oh, did they get rid of him? Instead, it looks like they have Babram's Thinkin. And okay, well, they basically brought in their special players for this particular drive since they have the ball. All right, changing weather is nice. The weather always stays the same here. Oh, although, actually, I think it's the leaders of the pack home stadium. So, ball went out of bounds. Therefore, it is going to be thrown in. Looks like the pogo stick man is going to have it. Richard Stickson. He is not a crook. He is going to the left side. And he's going to get himself right there next to Zilzik the really fast. That's sort of a dangerous move. Oh, it looks like the chainsaw what's his name? Gerald Sword was not able to do it. But now here goes the fanatic twirling around, knocking down one of the elves on the other side of the field. It's interesting. They're knocking him down in the center and the right, but they really need to get over there to the left because that is where their ball carrier is, right next to someone who can take them down. And there we go. He's going to run forward and knock the really fast Zilzik, the really fast, back. And moving forward, getting themselves into a box there, at least the box in the front, with the Donald Thump troll guarding the rear. So they do have some protection here, but protection doesn't mean much to the Dark Elves. Donald Smush takes one of them down, and the Frenzy goes on forward, but only knocks him down and gets herself right next. Oh, she even slipped back out of there. Richard Stickson still has the ball, but now the way is clear for them to go and get him. Oh, and actually, that's right. They used their, words are hard. They have already used their moving attack action. So instead, right now, what they're going to have to do, their blitz action. There we go. I know I have words in there somewhere in that brain of mine. But instead of using the blitz action, since they've already used it, they're instead going to line up in front of Richard Stickson and deny him the run. And that is one heck of a line. If the goblins were good, he could pass it to the other side and they'd be running for it. But they really are more about pushing through. So they're going to have to figure out some way to get through there, and they're going to send a goblin from the other side. Oh, the Chainsaw Man is not able to get through. Gerald's sword is not able to do there, and they need a reroll in order to push another one of them back. Will they? You know, they are agile, so will Richard Stixon be able to go there? No, they're blocking his path as well. So they're instead going to create a wall for him to then move around and moving the troll up, and move the other troll up. This is going to be, this is a difficult situation for them because they did get blocked and now it's kind of hard for them to get through. But they're going to see if they can't bring their fanatic over. And here he goes. It's going. I guess they wanted to make sure because he could have been knocked down, so they wanted to move everybody else there. So now he has moved up a ways. However, he is vulnerable being over there by the sidelines. And so now the Dro are going to knock one of them back, some of the protection, bring up some aid, and now for the blitz. See, I know these words. And gonna knock him to the side. The ball is loose. And there she's gonna go run for it and pick it up. Stephanie Vinecutter has the ball and has now pulled back behind her line. Vic Emo is going to pull back with her. And she's going to get protection from her sides rather than doing a box. I know that this particular coach finds just creating a box to be a little bit tedious. He sort of prefers to have other formations or loose formations so they can do other things, which is why they now have some of their runners going out to the outfield to be able to be thrown to. But they do still have a pretty solid box there. Goblins are going to have to try to swarm them. Going to get around them and deny them the run. Oh, here we go. Here comes the Chainsaw Warrior. Gerald's sword. And he slips and falls and cuts himself. They have not had good luck with that is really where this has been problematic, because Gerald's sword, that should be where they are doing a lot of the damage, is with that Chainsaw Warrior. And he just simply has not been effective this game. They were counting on him to do a lot of things, and he just has not. Now, Vinecutter's gotten loose. She's going to throw it to, and who has the ball? Number 11? That is Gothy the Blitzer. And he's going to run forward, making sure he has protection first from Scary Knife Dude. And they're just going to make sure to rub it in by hurting some more goblins. At this particular point, it is looking really dark for the goblins. The Dark Elves have the ball well forward. They're going to be able to make the touchdown. It's really all going to come down to whether or not Snippet is going to be able to slip around there and do anything. But even that is very... not quite possible. Simon Carter has gone out and is now partying with the crowds. I'm just kidding. They are kicking him in the face. And there are some cleats to the face. Teddy Nose of Felt is stunned and is now going to be called Cleat Face from now on. And there's the Blitz taken down, their only hope. You were our only hope, Snippet. Help me, Snippet. You're our only hope. You must get up. But instead, the goblins are just going to see what kind of damage they can do by throwing a ball and chain around. But not going to do too much. And here comes Snippet, the only possibility for anything to happen. Oh, they didn't have him do a blitz. Instead, they're going to just have him get in the way. Maybe a good choice because they really couldn't do much. Hot Topic employee has been injured. There's another real only hope they can do is just to hurt them a lot. Goblins really are good at just kind of going up and hurting people. So, They're also good at hurting feelings, which they've done many times to me. But don't ask me about it. That'll be my Facebook post today. It was terrible, it was horrible, the goblins really hurt my feelings. Don't ask me anything more. And it looks like there's been a turnover. I'm not even going to say what it is because the goblins are just having so much bad luck and so many bad things happening. Alright, here's the blitz hitting Snippet. And they're only going to knock him out of the way, or more into the way. I'm sure that right now, Gothi is like, dude, you just put him in my way. What the hell is wrong with you? I'll just go around. And he is going to go for that touchdown. His name is Gothi. He's got a point. There's their main advantage of them getting a couple points is that the elf cheerleaders come out rather than the orcs with the doilies. Are they doilies? I think they have a different name. But anyway, they're the things they wear on their nipples. The nipple flags. Well, the goblins do still have a reserve, so they can still come out in this particular half. However, they may not want to put in anybody who will get called out because... Yeah, because here Barbara and Think is sent off. And it looks like they're going to have to put the bomber. Well, no, maybe they'll be able to do the others. Because they're, someone like their bomber is going to get called off. And so they won't have time to do a real drive this time. So the best thing for him to do is, yep, exactly what he's doing. Take the bomber out so that he won't be called out. And he'll be able to come back for next half. Right now, it's really more a matter of how much damage they can do. Which... The Goblin coach, I know he really likes that. That's about the best thing you can tell him is, right now, when it comes to the high kick, pull down their pants. That is what he does best, and so I think that will be his strategy at this particular point, is to humiliate the elves as much as possible, do as much damage to them so that he has some advantage coming into the next half. Because the Goblins will actually get it at the beginning of next half, so they have no hope of getting a touchdown. They mainly need to keep the elves from getting the ball and getting a touchdown, and then they need to come out hard at the beginning of next half. Alright, so you can see them, they're already coming out. It looks like that coach knows it, and he is just slapping them silly with his trolls. And then his goblin's gonna do what the goblins do real well, use the elves as a trampoline, but not enough. And they're gonna slap him, but only slap him more into the way. So that's going to leave it to the little goblin to take him down. Now that's pretty humiliating for a troll to not do anything to somebody and for the goblin to be the one that's left to actually do some damage. Oh, but they are going to go out there for a pass? I don't know, maybe, yeah, possibly. I suppose if they do a successful pass, maybe they could be within range of getting a touchdown. It's sort of doubtful, but hey, strange things have happened. I'm not going to say anything stranger than that has happened, but strange things have happened. And that is an uppercut if I've ever seen one. Surly Pete is stunned, and Teddy Nose of Felt continues forward. By the way, I just got that. Alright, Richard Stickson is moving forward. There must have been a lot of thought that went into these names. And here comes the blitz from a long ways away. Those elves actually can really run. Oh, and they're going to knock that ball free. Richard Stickson is injured. He's going to miss this game and the next game. And the ball is now free. Will the elves be able to pick it up? He still has room to run with Stephanie Vinecutter, as if she hasn't done enough this game. Oh, someone goes for it and gets tripped. Well, there isn't a lot of hope for the goblins, but they do have a little bit of hope. They can smash. Leaders of the pack. They're going to pick up that ball, and he's going to run for the end zone. He's there, run, go, little legs. And now he's going to toss it, and he's going to toss it right to the... Oh, it bounced into his hands and then right out of his hands. That's a pity. I was really rooting for him at that point.
Secret confessions.
My husband would never understand. My best friend would never believe me. My children don't care. But I've got to tell someone.
These women have terrible secrets they have to expose.
Secret confessions.
I told them the shirts in the hamper were clean. But they weren't.
I went to the grocery store today without a shopping list. I just grabbed whatever looked good.
They could be your next door neighbors. They could be your relatives.
Secret confessions.
I buy my kids clothes I know they'll hate for Christmas. Because I love to see that pained look on their faces when they open the packages.
I use bad grammar when I talk to myself.
It was no accident the TV broke during the Super Bowl.
Or it could be you. Call and leave your own.
Secret confessions.
I know I shouldn't have done it. But the gypsies offered such a good price for Timmy, and the police bought the kidnapping story.
Secret confessions.
Join thousands of repressed housewives like yourself. Call 1-900-TELL-ALL. $3 per minute. Adult married housekeepers only.
And so now we go into the half with Leaders of the Pack at 0, Starlight Stabbers at 2. This, I believe, is the Leaders of the Pack stadium. Yeah, it looks like it, so it must be a real disappointment for their fans. So the fans are probably sitting there going, you gotta come back in this one. And at the very least, break some of their legs. Alright, looks like the Starlight Stabbers are happy with their very V-like formation. And now the Goblins are getting themselves set up, this time with the explosives expert. And there's a riot! Both teams lose a turn while the riot takes place. But I would think that would make the Goblins particularly happy to have that going on. Oh, well, anyway, alright, so now Goblins have it. They've lost one turn. They have one less turn to get 2 touchdowns. And tie up this game so it goes into overtime. Or beat as many of those elves up as possible to help other people. And there goes the pickup. Teddy Nosefelt was not able to. He juggles it in his hands, showing what great juggling talents he has, and he moves to the right. He is now going to pass it to Alexander Stambleton. That was taking a real chance, but it did make it 1 extra yard, and he's going to move. I guess they know that they don't have much time to answer all those points, so they're going to get as many yards as they possibly can. So here comes the explosive expert and blows himself up. The Croco Bomber has taken himself down with one of his bombs. We've been looking so forward to seeing him, and he just takes himself down. Their specialty players really have not been doing too well in this one. And is that Vinecutter again? Stephanie Vinecutter, once again, she's got to be the MVP on this. She's been all over this field. Knocks down one of the Goblins and moves in at the runner. And the Elves, for the most part, they're just going to leave it to Stephanie Vinecutter. She's done so much on her own. And the rest of them are just simply going to set up a block, just a zigzag wall there, so that the Goblins cannot get through. And the Goblins are going to bring up their bomber again. This time he's going to make sure not to blow himself up. And they're going to take down that star player, or at least move her aside. And here comes a pass. Juggling in the air. He's juggling it before he throws it. Pass by Alexander Slamilton. I'm not sure who that was for. It was probably for that troll Washington there. But typically people should know you don't throw it to a troll. Oh, it's just Gorge Washington. There we go. Stephanie Vinecutter, angry that she got knocked around, is now going to knock out Snippet. Just knock him all around the field. Oh, goes the Leaders of the Pack. They're not even going to go in for the ball. They're just so confident. They just are like, well, hey, we know we got you contained. So the Troll is going to prove that they do not have him contained. Going to create a gap. And can they pick up the ball? Yes, they get it. Alexander Slamilton manages to get the ball. Runs up, but puts himself into danger because now he's right next to one of the Elves, one of the Drow there, and they do not have another blitz action, so they're going to be taking a chance right in front of one of their opponents. They're going to bring up their trolls to protect, and the rest of the goblins. Although the problem is that they're protecting their rear, and it's their front that's going to get hit with something. Now they're going to bring some of their goblins forward to at least stop some of those elves from going. But you can see the elves made a wise move by having it be one more a little further back. He is not able to protect them. Oh, and the bomb goes to Stephanie Vinecutter, takes her down, but then the bomber takes himself down as well. Well, I suppose it's an equal match, because while the bomber is important, Stephanie Vinecutter really has. But although it has not taken her out of the half, so he didn't really accomplish very much. So it goes to the Dark Elves. Actually, they're kind of white. They're kind of light elves, being that they're not in very dark colors. But oh, and getting knocked down as he does a go for it. He gets tripped. Uses a reroll to get himself in there next to the ball carrier. And now going for the tackle. Oh, 2 skulls takes him down. The goblins have an opportunity here they have not had since the beginning of the game. They just need to take down Vic Emo, have some, have a little room there. They do. Now they have the room for Alexander Slamilton to get down the field. The room is, the space is available. He gets running down. He goes almost all the way. Will he go for it? No, he's going to instead create some protection for himself there around the area. He's going to knock some of the Dark Elves around. He might actually be able to make it. They do have this one elf, Finn Charmaker, to be concerned about. And one of them's going to go, and they have the other one to be concerned about, but maybe not anymore. Anthrax Joe has been stunned. They use their blitz action for a foul, which is a very goblin thing to do. Oh, there was a mistake. They knocked back Finn Charmaker, but they did not follow him up to protect there. Finn Charmaker is going to be able to make it down there and go in for a blitz action. But instead, they're going to use Surly Pete. Surly Pete gets knocked down. He uses a reroll. And the reroll saves him, and he takes down the ball carrier, Alexander Samilton. He can taste the end zone, but instead the ball gets knocked down right next to Teddy-nosed Svelt. And there was Finn Charmaker. Because he was not guarded, he was able to go in for the pickup of the ball. That was a gigantic mistake on the part of George W. Smush. And he could have protected him. He did not. And then Slimy Carter ran away from him. And so they really missed that opportunity. And now the Elves have the ball again. And now they're running over there to protect them. They still have enough time in this game to get another point. I am just getting choked up here, folks. Such a missed opportunity. So close. I think I need another drink. That's the stuff. And going in for the blitz. Gonna take them both down. The ball is loose. And it goes right over to one of the Dark Elves. It fumbles out of his hands right onto the ground. Unfortunately, it goes to the Dark Elves' turn now. So they did get knocked down, but the Starlight Stabbers have an opportunity to get that ball again. They're going to knock down... Oh, Slimy Carter is injured from a backstab. And now the ball is free. And it's picked up by Anthrax Joe, and he's running. I don't know that there's going to be a lot that can stop them. They're going to pass it now. Oh, is this once again? Or is it going to be our favorite player here? Yes, it is Stephanie Vinecutter. Once again, she is clearly the player of this game. She's going in for yet another touchdown. Has been in there everywhere. She got bombed. She managed to pick herself up from the bombing. That is quite a feat. I know that bombing usually leaves me with a terrible headache. And just to rub it in, they're going to knock down some of these goblins that are further down the field. Not a lot of important things here. Just going to make sure that none of the goblins can come down to stop them. And all they have to do really at this point is run out the clock. But the goblins, they're going to, just as anger they're just out of pure frustration, they're going to foul some of these players and just try to injure them. They'll send a couple players down there. When they have dodge, of course, they're not going to be able to do much to them, but they can actually bring up some support here. Yeah, and just going to try to slap them around a bit, and it's managing to do it. Oh, and this point, they're like fine with rolling red dice. They're just like, you know what, attack whoever you can. We have the order to do it. We're going to lose this anyway. We're going to be out of the tournament. Because this is an elimination round, so it appears that the Starlight Stabbers will be continuing on. Oh, going for the injury. They got tired of, and William H. Shaft has been injured. They got tired of being fouled all the time, so now they're showing the Goblins what it's like. Oh, and they got sent off. The referee got bribed, however, so looks like it doesn't just go with the Goblins. And Stephanie Vinecutter is just going to mock them by strutting her stuff in front of the end zone. In fact, it looks like she's looking in the audience right there. Look at that. She's just standing tall, looking at them, going, "What? What you gonna do about it, brah? What you gonna do about it?" And so, same with her friend, who's right there going, "Ain't gonna do nothing, brah. Ain't gonna do nothing. That's what you're gonna do." Because the stands are full of goblins. And gonna use yet another reroll. I think it's their last reroll to make it a little bit further. Make sure their players don't get injured here. At this point, really, it's probably best just for the Starlight Stabbers to not get their players injured, be able to use them in the next play, or give them a little bit of experience by running around. I think it's actually a mistake for them to be running around here, because they are really risking getting injured, and there is nothing the Goblins can do at this point. I mean, maybe there's something. I don't think the Troll... Oh, movement allowance of 3? Pfft. Yeah, there's nothing they can do at this point, so it's best to just sort of keep themselves protected. Maybe run around a little bit to get some exercise, which is what they are doing. All right. Goes the leaders of the pack. Again, they're going to do what goblins and trolls do. Beat the heck out of me. Oh, that's what the Starlight Stabber players are doing. They're getting away from them so they don't injure them. In this particular case, it is one of the times that's best, but they knew that this is what was going to be happening. And it goes to them if they weren't able to do anything. So they're going to just stab in retaliation and go in for the touchdown. Stephanie Vinecutter for yet another touchdown. That was 2 touchdowns on her part, and she was all over it. If they don't give her MVP, there just is no elven god. So there are your cheerleaders celebrating a victory for them. The game should be ending here, and that'll be it. So let's take a look at what these statistics are like. That is a really sad showing for the Goblins. 0 points for the Goblins, 3 for Starlight Stabbers. You have 3 touchdowns, 3 passes, 9 armor breaks. Let's take a look at these statistics. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's look at... Oh, my God. They're, once again, MVP. Hot Topic employee. There is no elven god. That is absolutely ridiculous. We barely saw Hot Topic employee around on the field, whereas Stephanie Vinecutter was all over the place. I can see Gorge Washington for the Goblin team because they were the tough one. I mean, he did basically lead the way for them a bit. So, anyway, let's take a look at this. Starlight Stabbers had the ball a little bit more. Same amount for the Occupation of Bow and half. Yeah, it's 74 yards running, 98 yards running. That looks about right. And 23 blocks sustained versus 30. And 5 casualties sustained versus 1 casualty sustained. So that was a big part of it as well. So Gorge Washington is going to be going away with 5, or Leaders Pack are going to be going away with 2 players getting some experience. Starlight Stabbers getting a lot of experience. They already have quite a bit of experience. But anyway, that'll be it for us here. We'll be moving on to the next game later on, but the Starlight Stabbers will be moving on to the next part, and unfortunately, Leaders of the Pack will be out of it for now. But anyway, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to see more and follow this tournament as it goes along. Happy gaming, everybody!